There it goes. That's a contraction. In real time.
Braxton.
So a Braxton Hicks contraction is also known as false labor. Braxton Hicks contractions can occur in the second trimester, but mostly they're in the third trimester and as the third trimester progresses because your uterus is kind of getting primed for labor. The uterus is a smooth muscle and it's going to contract just like any muscle in the body. But the difference between Braxton Hicks contractions and the real contractions are the following. Braxton Hicks contractions are not really painful. They might be uncomfortable or feel like cramping, but they don't really hurt. Number one, they don't really get into a regular pattern, like every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes over a prolonged period of time. They might be in a pattern for 30 minutes or so, but then they kind of get irregular and then space out. Next, with Braxton Hicks contractions, when you have them, you know something's going on, but you don't really feel a lot of pressure down here. Whereas with the real contractions, a lot of times you might feel some pressure down there, which would be that head of the fetus. And then with real contractions, as they progress over time and get into a pattern, they start to become more intense. Braxton Hicks contractions don't get more intense over time. And finally, with the Braxton Hicks contraction, you might only feel it in one area of your uterus. Whereas with the real thing, you're going to feel it in your uterus, your back, your butt, and even down below. Certain things can trigger a Braxton Hicks, like maternal dehydration, increased maternal activity, sexy time. Or like in her case, she was coughing, her abdominal muscles tightened around that uterus, and that triggered a Braxton Hicks. And then this diagram is just another way to show what a contraction does. It starts in the top part of the uterus and works its way down. Then you see that line there, that's kind of divides the upper contractile part of the uterus from the lower uterine segment, which is not contractile. And that's where the fetal head or butt would be. And then in labor, as these contractions continue over time, that top part continues to contract, whereas the lower part starts to thin out as the cervix starts to get more dilated, and then you push the baby out. Did you have Braxton Hicks contractions? Tell me about it in the comments.